Oh, so many moons ago, back before Beardo even became a YouTuber, the team of Fort Kickass, Kira Aurora, Toasty, and Neapolitan brought the world Wythe, the Shadow Fencer here. Now he's a character that folk have begged me to look at for ages now, and I myself have indeed seen him on the workshop plenty of times. The thing is though, I was just waiting for Nitpicky to refresh the guy, as I was personally contacted by Nitpicky about a year ago about a would-be rework. Now, unfortunately, that still hasn't happened yet, but perhaps Wythe here still deserves a long overdue spotlight episode, yes. Yes, as if anything is accomplished today, perhaps we can bring attention to the fact that Wythe still needs a rework. Now, I like a lot of his perks, as some are ones we've never really seen before, but let's just say the guy is from a bygone era. To start, however, let's do the usual stats rundown. Wythe pokes his way into the constant at 150 hunger, 200 sanity, and the somewhat below average 125 health respectively. And for the most part, we will be staying pretty solid stats-wise, as Wythe is one of those to not lose sanity come dusk, as you can see, and his somewhat unstable mind even allows for him to slip into complete darkness without a single sanity care. And heck, he can even navigate the caves with absolutely zero sanity penalties whatsoever, and this is because he's not entirely a huge fan of the surface or the sun at the end of the day. In fact, he hates the day so much that he will be 10% slower than all other survivors during it. Now, speed is key in this game, as most of us know, so this will have an impact for sure. However, I do feel like his hate for the light should be taken a step further. Don't get me wrong, there are attempts at this, like having Wythe heat up faster than normal, although the mechanic appears a bit dumb broken here today. But maybe lowering his damage or draining his sanity throughout the day would actually add something more to this mechanic overall. Again, however, embrace the night as Wythe, as during that time, or when he is in the caves, mind you, the guy also benefits from a speed boost instead. A 15% increase overall, to be exact. Take advantage. But as I said before, while some of what makes up Wythe is from that bygone era, he absolutely boasts some interesting perks nonetheless, like his aggro penalty nonsense. Pay mind to my sanity throughout all this, and you will notice that whenever a targeting mob loses aggro on Wythe, he himself loses a portion of his sanity a chunk at a time. And this is because he wants to be the center of attention at all times to earn all the glory. So when he isn't, he will lose 5% of the current HP of the target as sanity if said target stops attacking him. Now only 25 sanity can be lost at one time. But for some mobs like the Ancient Guardian who end up losing aggro nearly every attack, this can add up really fast. Is it situational? Oh, absolutely. But it is unique regardless. These next few sanity perks, however, are hit and miss in that regard. Like I said, Wythe is from an era where everything was tied to sanity pretty much, including damage, which is one of the main reasons for the modders wanting a rework. It's simple, and we've seen it plenty of times before. The lower Wythe's sanity becomes, the more damage he will deal over time, upwards to 75% more overall come full insanity. Now, it's still a potentially annoying and dangerous state to fight in, sure, but when a spear is dealing 60 damage, I think it's worth the risk. And heck, what if I told you that Wythe also gains sanity per kill anyways, meaning it's actually easy to not be insane. Wythe will net 10% of the maximum HP of anything he kills as sanity up to 100 sanity per kill. And I do mean anything, big or small. Obviously, the higher the health of whatever you kill, the better for you. So while we are indeed stronger when cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, there's actually a natural balancing act at play here. But what if we want to be a little unnatural? Wythe here can also force his insanity at any time via munching on some nightmare fuel, folks. He not only spawns in with 2 in hand immediately, each bite of one will drain his sanity by 35 points instantly, but will also hurt Wythe for 10 HP each, so be mindful there. But if you are trying your best to remain insane as Wythe, then perhaps you shouldn't be too afraid of nightmares at the end of the day, as all nightmares deal 25% less damage to Wythe overall. Now, they're definitely still going to be a problem, but 25% less of a problem, I suppose? But Wythe also comes into the world with his very own Shadow Rapier, as he is a Shadow Fencer after all. It is a unique melee weapon that initially deals 42.5 damage, offers 100 uses total, drains the sanity of whoever wields it by 10 per minute, which could actually be a big deal, but will also leech 5 HP from whatever it hits in order to return that HP to you. It's also a craftable weapon under the magic tab via living logs, bee stingers, nightmare fuel, and Wythe alone if you wish to use more. But at the end of the day, it's nothing too grand, I gotta say. But to wrap up our day, here are a few last notes. Like the portable white balance that he is, Wythe hates fire as he does the sun and heat, meaning he will take far more damage than normal when it comes to fire ticks. Like, a lot more. So be careful. The guy thrives at night, as we know, and has a restless mind. Therefore, he will also refuse to sleep in a tent or a sleeping roll, so be aware of this. As always, here is a shot of his somewhat uninspired ghost, but again, the guy is in need of a refresh and might be in the middle of one as we speak. But finally, his voice. Let's listen in. And there you have it, everyone. A long-awaited look at Wythe, the Shadow Fencer for Don't Starve Together. I can definitely see why many asked me to show him some love, and I can most definitely see that with some more modern love, Wythe here could actually be rather interesting with them aggro perks for sure. Give him some more hatred for the sun and heat perhaps, while also refining and tweaking his egocentric mind, and you are gonna have something pretty unique. But thanks to all those who have ever worked on him, and who knows, perhaps he'll be back bigger and better than ever, sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, on guard, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.